Guys, this method I'm about to teach you, I taught my clients a few months back and it's been absolutely game changing for them. It's not only transformed their fitness and helped them get in much better shape, but also transform their life because they're able to build a super strong routine and make time for all of their priorities in life. I always say you either make time for it or it's not a priority, right? I've never heard someone say, I have to find the time to go pee. I have to find the time to eat food. No matter what happens in the day, no matter how busy you are, you always find the time to eat. You always find the time to go to the bathroom. So when I hear dudes say, "Oh, I work so much. Oh, I'm so exhausted. Oh, I have to help out my family. I can't get in shape. I don't have the time." Like, there's genuinely people I talk to who believe they don't have that time. They can't get in shape because they don't have the time. And every single time they've said that, I've walked them through this exercise and they've realized how much time they actually have. So firstly, there's 168 hours in every week. In order to understand how we can actually budget our time effectively, we have to understand how much time we have, what we have is 168 hours. People say time is money, and then you hear finance people telling you about how one of the keys to building financial wealth long term is really understanding where your money is going month to month, right? If you just have a vague idea of where your money's going, well, then it's really hard to create a budget for yourself. It's the same thing with your time. If you have a vague idea of how you're spending your days, oh, I spend some time watching TV, some time scrolling, some time working. If it's very vague, it's very hard to create a strong game plan, right? You need clarity. So I'm going to walk you through it. So 168 hours in every week. Now let's go through our obligations, like things we can't go without. Number one is our sleep. So each week, let's say we get perfect sleep, 8 hours every single night, which I know most of you watching do not get 8 hours every single night. Maybe it's like 6 or 7. But if you got 8 hours every single night, I'm going to plan for best case scenario, right? So 168 hours in every week, 56 of those hours are spent sleeping. Cool. So that dings it down to what, 112? Let's say you work 50 hours a week, right? And let's say you work really 40 hours a week, but you have to get ready for work. That takes about an hour, and then the time getting home from work and getting ready for like bed or whatever you do after work, it takes a bit of time, okay? So I'm being generous. Let's say 5 days a week are dedicated towards work. Cool, that's 106 hours spent already. Nextly, friends and family, right? I'm not going to be one of those guys that tells you to cut out all your friends, cut out all your family to get in shape. You have to burn the bridges. You don't have to do that, right? I kept all the friends that I still have when I'm in shape. I have all the family that I still had when I was out of shape. Right, I just changed around my habits. I changed around my priorities, and I was able to still get in shape with the same friends, with the same people around, right? I just strengthened my discipline, right? But that's not the point. The point is you're going to have to spend time with your friends and your family. Now, I was super generous here, and I said that you were spending 5 hours a day, 7 days a week, which if you're spending that much time with your friends and your family, it's pretty debatable if you're really serious about accomplishing your goal or not, if you're using that as an excuse of why you can't accomplish it. But let's say give you benefit of the doubt. Let's say maybe you have kids, maybe you have to help your mom, maybe, there could be obligations, right? So I'm being super generous. 35 hours a week you're spending with your family, on top of the 50 hours a week you're dedicating towards work and the perfect sleep you're getting, right? So this is like perfect you. Next thing, 2 hours a day doing miscellaneous things. Right, let's say, honestly, I should have made this 7 days a week because it's not just on work days, so let's up it to 14 hours. Let's say 14 hours a week you're spending going to the bathroom, driving to the store, grabbing groceries, whatever. 14 hours, 2 hours a day doing miscellaneous things. It could even include watching a little bit of TV, right? This is just miscellaneous. This is just like a little bit of a buffer space for you guys. And then what do we have when we add all this up? How much time is truly left? Let me change this to 4 and change this to 5. 155 hours, which leaves us with 13 hours per week left over. 13 hours, more than half of a full day each week that you don't know where it's going. Look at your screen time on your phone. How much time are you spending there? I'll give you a minute to look at your screen time and switch apps and check it out. Right? The point is, there's a lot of time, because on top of the 13 hours you have per week left over, if you had a perfect routine, if you were getting perfect sleep, if you were working 50 hours a week, if you were spending ample time with friends and family and 14 hours a week doing a bunch of miscellaneous things, you'd still have 13 hours per week to dedicate towards your fitness. Right? Let's say you work out 4 times a week. Each workout, let's say 2 hours in total, right? You spend an hour at the gym, you spend 30 minutes getting to the gym, getting ready, 30 minutes coming home, taking a shower, right? Let's say 2 hours, 4 times a week. That's only 8 hours. You still have 5 hours left over to maybe get in another workout, maybe spend some time meal prepping, maybe spend some time researching, watching YouTube videos, talking with a coach. There could be a bunch of different things you could be spending those 13 hours on. And right now, you're using time as an excuse of why you can't accomplish your goal. And it brings me back to this quote. There's two men. The one that tells himself he can and the one who tells himself he can't. And they're both correct. The ones who look for opportunities are the ones that will find opportunities. The ones that look for reasons why they can't will find impossible obstacles. So if you're truly serious about accomplishing your goal, you cannot play victim. You have to find a way. And I hope this strategy was helpful for you guys, but I'm not done because this is just vague. This just gives us a bit of clarity, but how do we actually spend this time? This is where I bring in the actual strategy, which is your calendar. This is the Google Calendar app. This isn't mine. This is a mock one I drew up, right? But I made it very intentional. So firstly, I want you to block off every single thing you do, not just your work schedule, not just the times you're going to go to the gym. I want you to make time. I want you to physically go in here, click on it, make an event. Let's say breakfast with friend. I want you to make time for it. You're going to meet your friend at 7 a.m. and you're going to have breakfast till 8:30 a.m. Right? I want you to go in here. You can click more options. You can have it repeat. You can do a bunch of different things. Right? You can change the color of it. Right? I want you to go in here and make time for every single thing in your life, and you can actually download this app on your phone, so you'll have it on your phone too. It's easier to create it on your laptop, but then it's more convenient to just have it on your phone to check multiple times per day, and you can get the notifications. You can actually click on this little drawing tool, this little pencil, and you can click on when the notification will hit your phone at, so that's actually pretty helpful. But anyways, the point is I want you to make time for everything, so I'm going to do it with you, right? I've already done it a bit, but let's say so this is Sunday through Saturday, right? Let's say you work, you get ready for, or let's say you leave for work at 8:30, right? You leave for work at 8:30, you get home at 5:30, right? We can even expand this from 8 to 6. 8 to 6, right? So that's 10 hours right there. And that will just encompass time that you spend getting ready for work and whatnot, okay? So now that time is expanded, and let's say, like I put here, you're going to the gym 4 times a week. Sunday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, right? You could even do more than this. You could do a little bit less. I wouldn't go less than 3 times a week unless you're like really struggling to build the habit. Then maybe you reduce it just so you could stick to it. And you don't have to go in the morning. You could move this till later on, like come home from work and go, or go straight from work to go. Like there's a bunch of different methods, but the point is you make time for it and then it happens. Remember, guys, it's either it's a priority. It's either you make time for it or it's not a priority. That's what I'm trying to say. You make time for it or it's not a priority. Nobody ever finds the time for priorities. No one ever finds the time to feed their dog, or finds the time to feed their children, or finds the time to go to work, or finds the time to eat food, or to go to the bathroom, right? You make time for it because these are our basic standards. And in order to really get the most exceptional results you want with your physique, you're going to have to treat it as such. You're going to have to treat it as a foundational standard for you, as a habit. You can't go a day without trying to make progress in your fitness journey if you really want to be successful long term. I'm not saying you have to be perfect every single day. I'm not saying you have to be 100% of the best version of yourself every single day, but you have to try each and every day. You have to track your food. You have to eat well, right? You can't take days off in the sense where, I'm not saying days off are going to completely sabotage all of your progress, right? We all have bad days, but you can't take multiple days off, let's say. You can't have days where you just say, I give up, and then you just go eat a bunch of candy, right? That may happen on like a bad day, but you have to start each day with the intention to try. You have to wake up each morning and say, I'm not going to be perfect today, but I'm at least going to give effort so I can make progress. And this is really the strategy, guys. And I want you to not only, like I said, not only take this for your fitness and your work, but also plug in time for your friends and family, right? It may seem cruel. I don't want to compartmentalize the time I like to spend with my friends and family. Really? Then is it really a priority for you? Because like I said, you either make time for it or it's not a priority. So making time for it is actually a good thing. It actually makes it a priority. When you don't make time for it, it's not actually a priority. It's just up in the air. Maybe I'll spend some time with them. Maybe I won't. I'll just see how the day goes. That doesn't sound like a priority. A priority is something you make time for. So make time for your friends and your family. Make ample time. I gave you guys 5 hours a day. I know you guys aren't spending 5 hours a day. Those of you who are saying you can't get in shape because you don't have the time. I know it's not because you're spending 5 hours a day with your friends and family. Like, come on. And I know you're not getting perfect sleep. And maybe you're not even working 50 hours a week. So where are these 13 hours going? Where are they going? If you don't know, well then this should be even more of a reason for you to do this, because you're wasting 13 hours a day. Every week you're wasting a full day, more than one day. Think about that. Every week, one full day you lose to you have no clue what. Think about that. That should irritate you. That should bother you to put in the work. This isn't like an easy thing to do, right? It seems it's straightforward to like make this Google Calendar, right, and download it on your phone, but it takes a good 45 minutes and you have to really game plan it out. So I'm assuming not everybody watching this video is going to do this because 90% of the population is stupid and lazy, but I know there's going to be a few people who actually fully build this out and fully have a game plan. And listen, it's not going to go perfect, but you should at least have a GPS. Right? If you have a GPS, you're going from one location to another. There may be traffic, there may be some detours, right? But at least if you have that guidance of what ideally the journey should look like, it's better than not having it. And if you truly want to make something a priority, you have to make time for it. So I hope this video was valuable to you guys. Like I said, I've been showing my clients this for months, and I figured I'd finally put it on YouTube because they've been raving about it. They've been telling me how helpful it is. And it's also changed my life, right? Because this isn't my calendar. This is just a mock one I made for you, but my calendar is fully built out. Every second of the day is accounted for, right? And not every day goes according to plan. Actually, no days have ever gone 100% according to plan. So don't think that's a normal expectation for it. Every day is going to be a little bit different, a little bit magical. But as long as you have a good plan of what an ideal day would look like, it's going to be so beneficial for you getting in shape and really changing every aspect of your life. So this is what all my clients do. That's why they see amazing results, exceptional results. And if you want to see more of those results, you can actually go on Instagram, look at my profile here, and click on clients. And you will see a bunch of absolute killers who have made it a priority to get in shape. And they've done this method. They've all done this method, right? This is Alex over after a month, right? And it just keeps going. There's so many video testimonials. You guys can check it out. It's at Better Lifestyle 365. All of these are different people. They're all crushing it. So many video testimonials. So many guys crushing it. Everybody's losing weight. Everybody's building muscle. This is one I just posted today, right? So they keep on coming. I continue to post it. If you want to see me continue to post it, all right, this is my guy, Aiden. 5 weeks, he already has abs, right? This is a 5-week difference. This was him at the end of May, at the beginning of June, and right now it's mid-early of July. So yeah, so if you want to see that, follow me on Instagram at BetterLifestyle365. I also post my 50 morning push-ups every morning on my story, like you can see here. I put them in a highlight reel, but today was day 378 of me doing them, so the highlight reel the highlighted story got full. But I post them every morning, so if you want that motivation. My push-up form has gotten a lot better, by the way. This is me at the start, I'm going off on a tangent, but that was me at the start, and this is me now. Like, form has gotten a lot better. So you can see my push-up development as well. But I hope this video was helpful for you guys. I'm going to head on out of here. If you want to work with me one-on-one, I put a link in the description of every video where you can book a call and talk to me personally one-on-one. And we'll build you a game plan to get you ripped. I just showed you a ton of clients. You've seen probably my transformation, which I think is pretty exceptional if you've been watching my videos for a while. But other than that, like and subscribe to the video. It really helps the algorithm. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.